welcome back. I'm not so sure if I'm actually even visible on camera because it's bright and it's hot, and welcome to summer. That being said, this is my Summer TBR. These are the books that I'm hoping and wishing to read in the next few months. If you've watched any of my other TBRs, I mostly haven't read any of those books, but I'll tell you about them anyway because I'm really actually this time hopefully about these because there's a few new ones on here, and I actually read a lot in summer, so hopefully I'll get to read all of them. I don't know if I'm the only one, but in summer I usually tend to read either Greek mythology or queer literary fiction, and that is very much visible in this list. And I can't wait to tell you about them, so let's start. The first two books are actually classics, and this one is William S. Burroughs' Queer. I've been wanting to read ever since I watched the film, of course, which is also called Queer. And I'm also very scared that the umbrella above me is gonna collapse. I think we're fine. Queer is like the godfather of queer novels. Originally written in 1952, but not published until 1985 due to its outspoken depiction of homosexual desire, Queer is an unflinching autobiographical self-portrait and a coruscating political novel. Burr's only realist love story and a comic grotesque fantasy that paved the way for his masterpiece, Naked Lunch. Set in Mexico City during the early 50s, Queer follows William Lee's hopeless pursuit of an apathetic young man called Eugene Ellerton, from bar to bar in the American expat scene. As Lee breaks down, Burroughs' trademark voice emerges, a maniacal mix of self-lecturing humor in the ugly American at its ugliest, a haunting tale of possession and exorcism. Queer is also a novel with a history of secrets, as this new edition reveals. That's Queer. Oh, I'm so scared that everything's I don't know if that's visible on camera, but I'm scared. And I'm also highly allergic to grass, and I'm sitting on a patch of grass, as well as the pool, whatever. The next book has been on my last two summer TBRs, I feel like, and it's Maurice by Ian Foster. And this year, I'm finally holding myself accountable and reading this as soon as possible. This, as well as Queer, godfather of queer literary fiction, queer classics, and this is what it's about. A tale of bravery and defiance. This intensely personal novel was completed in 1914, but remained unpublished until after Foster's death in 1970. A founding work of modern gay literature, it tells the story of Maurice Hall, a privileged young man who finds himself increasingly attracted to his own sex. Through Clive, whom he encounters in Cambridge, and through Alec, the gamekeeper on Clive's country estate, Maurice gradually experiences a profound emotional and sexual awakening. Maurice offers a powerful condemnation of the repressive attitudes of British society and is at once a moving love story and an intimate tale of one man's self-discovery. Those are the two classics that I'm hoping to read. I'm hoping to read more classics, but these are the two that I actually do really want to read. And now we're getting into the Greek mythology, which I have two books on this list. And if I have any spare money, I will buy more because I'm on my Greek mythology grind right now. I'm also continuing on my Percy Jackson reading hunt and whatever. And the first Greek mythology book is, first of all, this is maybe my favorite cover out of all of these, and it's Fruit of the Dead by Rachel Leon. And this is a pretty new addition to my books, and this is a reimagining of the myth of Persephone and Demeter, and cannot wait to read this. I've heard fabulous things about this, and it's a very different reimagining, I think. So let's talk about it. An electric contemporary reimagining of the myth of Persephone and Demeter set over the course of one summer on a lush private island, exploring who holds the power in a modern underworld. Camp counselor Corey Ansel, 18 and aimless, afraid to face her high-strung single mother in New York, is no longer sure where home is, when the father of one of her campers offers an alternative. The CEO of a Fortune 500 pharmaceutical company, Rollo Picasso, is middle-aged, divorced, magnetic. He is also intoxicated by Corey. When Rollo proffers a childcare job and an NDA, Corey quiets an internal warning and allows herself to be ferried to his private island off the coast of Maine. Plight of luxury and opiates manufactured by his company, she continues to tell herself she's in charge. Her mother, Ima, head of a teetering agriculture NGO, senses otherwise. When her daughter seemingly disappears, Ima crosses land and sea to heed a cry for help she alone is convinced she hears. Alternating between the two women's perspectives, Fruit of the Dead incorporates its mythic inspiration with a light touch and devastating precision. The result is a lush and haunting story that explores love, attraction, control, obliteration, and America's own late capitalist mythos. What a powerful synopsis. Cannot wait to read this. This is probably one of my next reads. Maybe the next. I really wanted to film this outside because, like, Summer TBR needs to be filmed outside. And I have a beautiful garden, and I thought to myself, where should I film? And I didn't know where exactly to film, but I decided the pool seems the most summery, so here we are. But it's a shitty place to film, let me tell you that. Anyway. The next Greek mythology book is The Heroines by Laura Shepperson. Got this from my best friend. Oh. Okay, I think we're fine. Did you see that? I hope that was visible. In Athens, crowds flock to witness the most shocking trial of the ancient world. The royal family is mired in scandal. Phaedra, young bride of King Theseus, has accused her stepson, Hippolytus, of rape. He's a prince, a talented horseman, a promising young man with his whole life ahead of him. She's a naive, neglected wife, the youngest in a long line of Grecian women with less than savory reputations. The men of Athens must determine the truth, who is guilty and who is innocent. But the women know the truth is a slippery thing. After all, this is the age of heroes and the age of monsters. There are two sides to every story, and theirs has gone unheard until now. Which classic feminist retelling love. Now the next book is one of the queer kind. It's Douglas Stewart's Young Mungo, which I've been begging myself to read his books, but I just never did. Now I finally have it because I ordered it a while ago. Now I have it actually in my hands in summer, which I'm very glad about. I think I got it around December, and now it's finally the perfect weather to read queer literary fiction that makes me sob. Where even is there not a summary in here? There's not a summary in here. I'll read you a few of the blurbs right now because I can't Google because my phone's filming and it would be way too annoying for everyone involved. So this is one by The Observer. Prepare your hearts, for Douglas Stewart is back. After the extraordinary success of Shaggy Bane, his second novel, Young Mungo, is another beautiful, moving book. A gay Romeo and Juliet set in the brutal world of Glasgow's housing estates. If his first novel announced Stewart as a novelist of great promise, this confirms him as a prodigious talent. I don't think there's anything else to tell you. I wish there was a summary. From the Financial Times, captures a world of suffering and sectarian violence with writing of transcendent beauty. There's so many in here. Anyway, I guess that's Young Mungo, the Douglas Stewart. I couldn't tell you more about it. I myself don't know anything except that this will probably make me cry, which I'm always super excited about. The next book's actually legitimately just arrived. I like really wanted to go outside and film, and I was so disappointed that these two books hadn't arrived. I already put two other books aside that I could put on the stick as well. And the second I walked outside, the doorbell rang, and what is it? My two new books, which there's two other books arriving that are also going to be part of my summer TBR. One of those is Sunstruck, and the other is Sunburn. Those will also be part of my summer TBR, but they haven't arrived. Hi, I'm currently editing the video you're watching, and I also just woke up, so don't mind whatever's going on here. But I thought I'd tell you about the other two books as well, because they're like actually like the two main books on my summer TBR because they're so summery. Like, it's legit in the title of those books. And I'm really, really, really excited for them to arrive, but they won't until like middle of July, which sucks. But I think it's because they're both indie publishers, maybe? Not too sure actually, but it's gonna take a while, and they were both pretty expensive, so let me tell you about them anyway. Like I mentioned before, the first book is Sunstruck by William Rayford Hunter. And first of all, gorgeous cover. This is one of my favorites ever. It's so pretty, and this is a debut and recent release as well. And this is what it's about. It's summer, and a young man walks through the gates of a luxurious mansion in the south of France. At the dinner table, the Blake siblings await him. Lily, his carefree friend from university, Dot, the rebellious younger sister, and Felix, handsome, charismatic, and guarded. Between sun-drenched days spent lounging by the pool and nights blurring into endless opulent parties, the man is captivated by Felix's restless allure. As his desire grows, the chance to become part of the family in the world of money and power starts to feel within reach. But the idyllic haze of summer fades as they return to London, and the cracks in the Blakes' careful facade begin to show. With the two men tormented by demons of their own, their bond is increasingly tested and pulled apart at the seams. Their secrets and their choices they will make will change not only their lives, but the future of those around them. That sounds to me like the perfect summer read. And the other book that hasn't arrived yet is Sunburn by Chloe Michelle Haworth. And this, I've been wanting this so bad ever since I think last summer. And I finally caved in and got it for myself. Also beautiful cover. And like I said, has been on my TBR for a long time. And here is the summary. It's the early 1990s, and the Irish village of Crossmore, 15-year-old Lucy feels out of place. Despite her fierce friendships, she's always felt this way, and the conventional path of marriage and motherhood doesn't appeal to her at all. Not even with handsome and doting Martin, her closest childhood friend. Lucy begins to make sense of herself during a long hot summer, when a spark with her school friend Susanna escalates to an all-consuming infatuation, and, very quickly, to a desperate and devastating love. Fearful of rejection from a small and conservative community, Lucy begins living a double life, hiding the most honest parts of herself in stolen moments with Susanna. But with the end of school and the opportunity to leave Crossmore looming, Lucy must choose between two places, two people, and two futures, each as terrifying as the other. Only one will offer her real happiness. That is all. I just wanted to tell you about those two books, and I think I have one more book in the actual video to show you, so stick around for that. And love you. See you in the next one. But these two have, so let me show you these two. First one, I cannot believe I'm finally holding this, and it's mine. It's Ocean Vuong's new book, The Emperor of Gladness. I waited a while to order this just because I had enough books on my TBR and I didn't have the money, but I finally caved in and got it for myself. And I'm a huge fan of Ocean Vuong's previous work, so I cannot wait to read this, and I've heard great reviews. So let me tell you what it is about. Ocean Vuong returns with an achingly beautiful novel about unexpected friendship and the stories we tell ourselves in order to survive. This was also, side note, part of my upcoming releases that I was excited about. So finally, here it is. One late summer evening, in the post-industrial town of East Gladness, Connecticut, 19-year-old Hay stands on the edge of a bridge in the pelting rain, ready to jump, when he hears someone shout across the river. The voice belongs to Grazina, an elderly widow succumbing to dementia who convinces him to take another path. Bereft and out of options, he quickly becomes her caretaker. Over the course of the year, the unlikely pair develop a life-altering bond, one built on empathy, spiritual reckoning, and heartbreak, with the power to transform Hay's relationship to himself, his family, and a community on the brink. Following the cycles of history, memory, and time, The Emperor of Gladness shows the profound ways in which our lives are changed by the most unlikely of people. When Hay takes a job at a diner to support himself in cuisine, his fellow co-workers become the family he didn't expect to find. United by desperation and circumstance and existing on the fringes of society, together they bear witness to each other's survival. Hallmarks of Ocean Vuong's writing, formal innovation, kinetic dexterity, and the ability to twin grit with grace through tenderness, are on full display in this unforgettable story of unexpected friendship and how far we would go to possess one of the life's most fleeting mercies, a second chance. That summary alone could make me bawl. I love Ocean Vuong so much. She has such a way with words, and it's always so full of love and passion. I'm witnessing the most magical thing ever right now. They're two birds feeding and chirping with one another, and it's gorgeous. Yay! Okay, they're gone, but that was so sweet. Last book is one of the more weird girl literary fiction books, I would say, and it's so. Can you hear that? It's so mad, like crazy. Anyway, this is also one of the ones I just got here, and it's Creep by Emma Van Straten. And I legitimately bought this impulsively because it sounded good, and I was like, okay, I want it, give it to me. When did this come out? Because I feel like I haven't seen that many people talk about it. I do feel like I've seen it, but I don't think. Yeah, this year. So it's probably a new release as well. Let me tell you what Creep is about. Alice and Tom are made for each other, deeply connected. They share a flat in London, go to galleries together, enjoy the same books and wine. They even share a toothbrush. It's all picture perfect. Except Alice and Tom have never met. Alice has been cleaning Tom's apartment every Wednesday for a year. With every smudge wiped from his coffee cup, every multivitamin counted in the jar, Alice spirals deeper into infatuation, imagining a love so powerful it might erase a lifetime of self-hatred and loneliness. But Alice prepares for the moment when she and Tom will finally meet face to face. She discovers that love might not be the cure she thought it was. Instead, the line between fantasy and reality becomes ever more blurred, shattering everything Alice thought she knew. Told in Alice's compelling, deliciously acidic voice, Creep is a literary study of unreliability and unlikability. Exploring alienation, class, and race, it's a skilled debut that is resonant in the way we view women, mental health, and the lost in society. Doesn't that sound brilliant? I'm legitimately excited to read every single one of these books, and I can't wait to share my thoughts on them. And maybe you have read some of these, or maybe you want to read some of these, and we can discuss them together. And I think this is probably a very short video, but I'm very excited that I did it, and especially that I filmed it outside, and it's such a beautiful day. And I'm definitely going for a swim now because I'm sweating profusely. And I hope you enjoyed. Please, if you have anything to say, let me know. And I guess see you in the next one. Goodbye.